Good afternoon. My name is Clarianne Jimenez, and I am here to share a little bit of the story behind my life. I am a single mom of 3 children, all of them neurodivergent, with different conditions in between ASD, which is autism spectrum disorder, and dyslexia. I am proud to be their parent, and that was my main goal when I decided to go into the functional nutrition consulting business or counseling business. It was my main drive since I saw that when I removed certain things and certain foods for them, their behaviors were actually diminished, and certain things will actually get put back in track. It was very easily for me due to my background in the medical field, but I want to share a little bit more. Coming from the medical field itself, traditional medicine, it taught me a lot of stuff, but being a parent of 3 neurodivergent has been a game changer in my life. They have taught me that regardless of any type of diagnosis, you are able to achieve any goals you want to. And they have taught me that they fight battles every single day, so they're very strong, and my admiration for them is just completely unique. I am glad to be a parent of 3 neurodivergents. They are my drive, and I have a strong belief that with appropriate nutrition, you can accomplish so many things, and you can rearrange many others. I can share a little bit of the experience about my daughter. My daughter was experiencing anxiety and severe episodes of panics, and with appropriate nutrition and right supplementation, today she has been completely stable for over 7 months. All those are the tiny little details that drive me to share with others that there are options beyond anything else, and that a simple diagnosis should not be a life determination or a life sentence disability, not at all. Everybody is completely different, and I believe that acceptance is the biggest portion that we need to work in the society to understand that being neurodivergent has nothing wrong with it. You just need to accept who they are, love them for who they are, and bring down those expectations of what you expect it to have. I adore my children, each one of them, for who they are. I accept them how they are. And I help them in those little tiny deficits so that they can accomplish anything that they need to. And that should be the main target and the main focus for each parent that is in this world, and for the community to understand that just because there is a diagnosis present, that is not a final determination of a disability or anything like that. That should just help you to get them the assistance they need, target those specific deficits that are there, and help them in every other circumstances so that they can actually achieve those goals that we are expecting or that they want to do by themselves. Nourish all those little things that they love to do. Art, music. They tend to be very good at one thing that they really, really put interest and like it. Nourish that and help them so that they can know that just because there is a diagnosis, there's nothing wrong with them. It is all about love, acceptance, and providing a little type of assistance and help into those little tiny deficits that we see every day so that they can have a normal life. But it is to my understanding that the most important part is for them to feel that support system at home, for them to know that mom and dad will always, always be there, regardless of anything else. That they don't have to be there to actually fulfill expectations for others, that they have to be comfortable with who they are, that they have to accept themselves for what they have and what they are, but that's not going to change anything else into the goals that they should have in the future. It is very important that everybody understands that nutrition is a very, very important part of it. Very important part. The quality of food that you give them. To evaluate functionally what is not working and what it is. To evaluate what type of deficit they exist, because plenty of times there are simple, tiny genetic variants that actually give you that little input of you knowing that there are certain deficits. Just because his body cannot produce it, you could just adequately supplement and you will see that certain things will actually get rearranged. Not always going to the final end of thinking that just because there is a specific diagnosis, things are always going to be hard and difficult. Embrace the experience that you have with them. Learn from them every day. That it's something that me as a parent of 3 children that have different type of neurodivergent diagnosis in the spectrum, which is I have 2 children on the spectrum and they're completely different. Everybody is different. And that's something that you need to learn and teach at home. Just because you're different from the others, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing bad about that. I always tell my children that you have 5 fingers in your hand and they're all different. But together they come together to do so many things for you. And that is how society should work for everybody also, so that they can learn how to deal with them as well and how to accommodate them whenever they feel overwhelmed because of the fact that they're overstimulated or because of the fact that they don't process certain things the same way. It's just a matter of educating more and more all the communities and bringing together and for their voices to be heard as well. The same way that we require certain accommodations for others, we should be able to actually supply the same ones for people that are neurodivergent. Not only to those that you can actually visually see that there are certain deficits. I am very proud of what I do, and I love what I do because being able to experience firsthand my life and how it has completely shifted and changed my life as a parent and as a professional. I can tell you that there's many, many gaps that are missing in between. And that's one of the main things that we need to focus on. Many people don't understand the importance of the quality of what you ingest or the importance of the gut and brain connection. It is all about learning how your body works and functions and optimizing those little tiny deficits that exist here and there. But that doesn't mean that anybody should actually just go or feel that they're not heard or that they're not understood. And that's most of the time what I see in the neurodivergent community. And I experienced firsthand with my son. That was the first thing that he used to tell me all the time. Mom, nobody understands me. Nobody understands what I go through. Everybody thinks that I'm weird. And those are the type of things that we should be able to target as a society so that they can have a better lifestyle, so that they can feel that they are accepted, and so that they can feel that they don't have to fulfill any type of expectations of neurotypical world. That the neurotypical world should be able to accept them how they are and accommodate to their needs as well. It is all about the same type of opportunities in between them, in between both worlds. Now I would like to actually introduce the portion of my professional life. I studied medicine many, many years ago. It was a little bit hard for me to actually be in the medical field because I always had the understanding that something was missing, that there was something that was not right. And that's when I discovered functional practice. And I learned completely a different perspective of everything that had to be done in the body, from biochemistry in a very different way, from genetics, from the environmental inputs that those things have in your body, and how when you have certain genetic variants, there's a lot of stuff that actually could happen in your physiological environment. And this is where holistic functional nutrition comes into, is born. I decided to go into the more functional way and share with other parents as well in the neurodivergent community that it is possible. I started myself. I study it so that I can actually help my children. And I learned as much as I could. I developed certain protocols of detox. I developed and did certain masters in different areas like mitochondrial medicine and holistic medicine. And putting all this together, I have literally shifted my children's life. And I would love and invite everybody to actually see what I have done. You guys are going to have my contact information and my website into Aspika so that you guys can actually see a little bit more about me and the certifications, the masters, and all the specialties that I have completed throughout the years. My first certification was in 2016 in autism in the New York State University. And with this, I have literally come together with phenomenal specialists that I have the opportunity to refer to and to send to look and dig a little bit deeper so that you can actually have a bio-identical protocol for yourself that can help, that can actually provide and support your system the way that it should be. And to provide those little tiny deficits that you have so that you can correct many things without having to be involved into so many pharmaceuticals and so many things that will actually cause certain side effects that are not granted or not wanted. I have learned many things in the functional medicine industry, and I feel very grateful that I have gotten into this world, because that is the way that I have been able to firsthand help my children. Have my daughter come out of a severe anxiety and panic attack to not having panic attack, to being able to functionally sit down, think it through, try to come up with a structure, of course, with a multidisciplinary group that actually provide the other assistance that I personally do not provide. And that is the main thing. I believe that neurodiversity community deserves to have a multi-specialist group that can actually support individually every system but work into one protocol. I believe that's one of the main and most important things ever, because there's certain areas where other specialties come in, and that is the key of everything. And I do believe that this is the game changer into the medical industry. This is the first, I have experienced it firsthand coming in from traditional medicine into the functional practitioner world, and it is life-changing. How you see things in a very different way and how you're able to actually accommodate so many things, many chronic disease, that you can actually help them out. Not only the neurodivergent community, but other areas as well. And it's super gratifying to see those patients come back and tell me, hey, you want to know something? It helped, it worked, and I haven't done anything. I've only changed my lifestyle. I have only done this. I have changed the soap that I take a shower with. And those are the type of little tiny details that a lot of people do not know and don't understand. And it's important to bring it to everybody's attention. There are certain environments, especially in the neurodivergent community, where we have so many things, and most of them, especially in the autism spectrum disorder, have a genetic route where sometimes you cannot process certain things. And those things are the ones that trigger certain other manifestations. And it's very important to actually have a professional that can look at the entire picture. Your body is one perfect entity. I cannot say it in any other words. Every single cell, you have over 3 billion cells, and every single one of them work in conjunctions with other. And every single system work in conjunctions with every other system in your body. So that harmonization is what is needed sometimes to be rearranged. And that's where we in the functional practice come into place to provide you guys with that guidance. Not all the time it has to be a pill or a medication. Sometimes a simple lifestyle change can actually shift everything around. I want to take the time to actually thank Aspika for this amazing opportunity, and to thank everybody that is watching this, and to encourage everybody in the neurodivergent community that things are possible and that there are no going backs, and that you can actually achieve anything you want. You just have to work towards it. Everybody has deficit here or there, so there shouldn't be a step back just because you have a diagnosis. Just go for it. Never look back, and learn that you have a support system. Appreciate everything you have, and things will get better. And once again, thank you, Rita, for the amazing opportunity. Thank you, Aspika, for having me here and sharing a little bit of my story with everybody that is behind the screen. I greatly appreciate the opportunity, and I am grateful for having me here share with you guys that everything is possible. Just because you're a neurodivergent is very fun. I really like it.